I love breath and how powerful it is, and the way that it allows you to connect to yourself, to connect to your body, to connect to this life. Just breathing. Let's all take a moment here and just take 3 breaths. Implementing breath work and meditation into my life has been so life-changing. Like, I literally feel energy just pulsating through my body right now, and it feels so divine. I feel so connected to life, to the energy source, the life source. We're all just energy. And because of that, because we're all energy, that means we can all tap in to everything that it is that we want. The things that you desire in your life are energy. And how to tap into that energy is by tapping into the energy within yourself and visualizing yourself with the energy of what it is that you want. I have really been implementing visualization as nearly a daily practice, just with every experience or opportunity that I have. And it helps so much with nerves, with anxiety, with overthinking, and it just allows you to create a peaceful space in your mind around what it is that you're about to go do. For example, yesterday I was on set for a show that I have been watching for the last 8 years, and I got booked to be a background role on that set. And so I got to go in at Warner Brothers Studios for the first time and be on a show, and I got to meet some of the main actors, and leading up to it, I was just feeling so anxious. I struggle with anxiety so much, like so much. I don't know if I talk about that a lot, but anxiety is such a huge problem for me. And for me, it sits in my shoulders and my traps. And I just try to breathe. I just try to breathe into it. But anxiety is such a big problem for me. And meditation and breath work and visualization have allowed me to take control over that anxiety and to calm it down. So what I did over the weekend, before I was supposed to be on set, 7:30 a.m. on Monday, I just sat with myself and I looked over the entire call sheet. I looked at wardrobe, what we were supposed to do, where we were supposed to show up, what we were going to be doing. And then I just went and I meditated on it. And I just, instead of overwhelming myself with, I don't know if I have these outfits, because they were very like preppy outfits. And I'm like, I don't own these things. I don't have these types of skirts. I don't know if I'm going to look this part. And it's like, instead of doing that to myself, I just sat there and I meditated. And I was like, okay, what energy do I want to show up in? A positive energy, a very, very bright magnetic energy. Because, I may be a background role, but this is all leading me to being a lead role. Because these are the people that I want to connect with. The people working at Warner Bros. Or the other actors, or just anyone on that set, honestly. And so I asked myself, what energy do I want to show up with? I want to show up positive. I want to show up full of energy. I want to show up like I'm so freaking excited to be here. And I was like, okay, we got that checked off. How do I want to look? I know what I'm supposed to wear. I know the wardrobe that I'm supposed to bring. I have to bring options. Okay, what do I have in my closet that fits this vibe or fits this color scheme, or that would make me feel good wearing while being on camera, while being around all these people, but still checks off the boxes of what they want from me. And keep in mind, I'm just thinking about all of this. I'm not actively looking through my closet. I'm just thinking, because we know what we have in our closets. So I'm just thinking about it. And I was like, okay, that eased the anxiety of I don't have any options. I was like, okay, I have a few things I could bring. I have some things. And then I was like, okay, what about all the people there? How am I going to connect with them? Because sometimes I get super shy and I don't talk. And I'm like, no, I want to be engaging. I want to be present. I want to be in the moment. And just all of this, I just visualized it all. And then I eventually got up and I looked in my closet and I picked out my outfits and I got everything organized. And the night before, I just really tried to settle into myself and just meditation and just really connecting within before I had to be there that morning. And it was so fucking perfect. It was so beautiful. Literally, the outfit that I wore there was, they liked it. I didn't have to change anything. And they were giving other people either tops or shoes or bottoms to put on from the wardrobe that they have on set. But they're like, no, you're great. And I was like, wow, I brought all these options for nothing, and I was overthinking it for nothing. They liked the one that I picked first for myself. So I was like, cool. And then I show up, and one of the girls that I walk in with, we're just vibing, laughing, connecting the whole time. Such good energy. And the whole time I was just feeling so good. I was feeling so good. And I just want to really stress the importance of, and the importance and the power and the benefits of visualizing. And that is just one term to describe it or explain it. It's just a powerful tool of you connecting with your mind. Whatever mainstream media is saying or whatever society is saying or all of that, it's simply just you going into your mind and choosing the energy of the experience that you want to have instead of not connecting with yourself beforehand and just showing up and then just going off the energy that's there. That can be very nerve-wracking, and that can cause a lot of anxiety because you didn't connect with yourself and the energy that you wanted to bring beforehand. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you just show up, depending on where it is that you're going, what you're doing. You don't always have to connect and decide what energy you want to bring beforehand. But when it comes to opportunities or spaces that are literally guiding you to your future life, I think it's very important to connect within. It's important to do that with anything. Visualization is such a powerful tool. It's just tuning in to your mind, and it calms so much. We forget how powerful your breath is. Just simply breathing. It literally calms your entire nervous system. It connects everything in your body. Your breath. It is your life source. You wouldn't be alive if you weren't breathing. And another thing I want to mention is when I was on set, I talked about how I was breathing and connecting before I got there. But when I was on set, I noticed myself not intentionally breathing, and my shoulders got so freaking tense, and I just felt so anxious, even though I was having a great time and I was having great conversations and I was really enjoying myself and I felt very present. But it was still just anxious, and that is stemming from me just really learning how to be myself and allow myself to be seen. Because, the girl that I was connecting with a lot, we were loud and proud and laughing and like dancing around and talking to everybody. And that causes anxiety for me, because that's a vulnerable state to be in. Because if you're the one being loud for everybody to notice, everybody's going to notice you. Not everybody may care or they may pay attention for long, but they're going to notice you. And that's a vulnerable state to be in. And so I just noticed how anxious that made me feel. And also just like not wanting to mess up. It's kind of hard to mess up as a background, because if you're doing something wrong, they'll tell you. But if you're not doing anything wrong, they'll just let you keep doing what you're doing. But I just got so anxious, and I was just like sitting there in our holding room, and I was just like, Maggie, breathe, and just take deep breaths. Like, it eases so much. But it's so crazy how I can be having such a good time, but I'm still so like tense and anxious at the same time. It's such an interesting thing to me, and that's why breath work is super important for my life, because I don't like feeling anxious. I don't like feeling tense. I like when my body's relaxed. I like when my mind is relaxed. I like being relaxed. Being in a peaceful state, because I know that I can live in that state at all times. I don't have to be anxious. I don't have to be worried. I don't have to be nervous. Yes, those are normal feelings, but I don't have to feel them, at least for extended periods of times. I just allow them to pass through. I notice them. That is what I want for myself. That is the energy that I want. I just want to be able to notice them and breathe it away. And that is why it's so important to breathe. It's so important to connect with yourself. And I feel extra connected to myself today because one of the trainers at Equinox, he teaches Kung Fu and Tai Chi, and we did a session of Qigong, which is just very slow, intentional movements connected with like breath and balance and stability. And we did an hour session, and I absolutely loved that so much. Truly, like, it sparked something new within me, and it sparked a new passion, because I already love breath work. I already love balance. I love stability. I love mobility. I love yoga. And that was just like a whole new practice. And it was like, I was just watching him. I've never done this before, and he wasn't explaining too much, and he was just like, I was just flowing with him so nicely. And I was honestly really proud of myself, because I was like, dang, I did it very well, and he only had to correct like a few things out of that whole hour. And I was like, okay, go Maggie. But it just made me feel so connected to my body. And literally afterwards, I was like, okay, I just need to go like meditate. So I literally came home and I just laid on the ground listening to Chantra Siba for like 30-40 minutes, and now I'm recording this podcast. But it was so peaceful. I challenge you to implement some breath work and meditation into your life. Like, what it's been looking like for me lately is I literally just lay on my ground, like lay on the floor in my room, maybe have some like meditation music playing. And I just lay there with my eyes closed. Maybe I'll fall asleep. Maybe I'll just, is it sleep or is it just a deep meditative state? I never really know. I think it's a deep meditative state. But I just relax and it just feels so good. Like, there's so many different forms of meditation, and that's the one that's been working the most for me, is literally just relaxing. Just laying there and relaxing and allowing the thoughts to flow, and eventually they just quiet. And then I'm just present, and then I'm just there, and then I'm just breathing, and then next thing I know, I'm awake again. And it's so peaceful, and I'm like, dang. And because I get riled up a lot. I really do. My energy and my anxiety, it gets riled up very easily, and I get overstimulated very easily as well. So it's super important for me to be like, all right, relax. And that's why I don't go out too often, and I'm very particular about who I'm with or what I'm doing, because I just can't. I literally just can't handle it. Like, even watching certain things, it's like, sometimes I just force myself to watch it because I'm like, I really am interested in these things, but it makes me feel so tense. And so I'm really working on that. But I challenge you guys to just implement some form of meditation and breath work into your life. And if you have an opportunity coming up, or you're working an event, or you're going somewhere, or even just hanging out with friends, or you're going on a date, or trying anything new, sit down or lay down for like 10 minutes and just visualize how you want to show up in that experience. And something really important when it comes to that, don't think about the other people at all. Do not think about the other people at all. It is not about you trying to understand how they might be showing up, because that'll just cause way more anxiety, and that's so unnecessary. Whenever you go into that visualization of whatever it is you're about to do, only focus on yourself. How do you want to show up? What do you want to look like? Don't even ask the question of, how do I want them to perceive me? Because that's taking it away. How do you want to show up? Come from the inside, come from the internal only. Do not think about the outside. Do not think about the external things. Focus solely on, what energy do you want to bring? What do you want to do? How do you want to show up? What do you want to say? What do you want to speak on? Obviously, you don't have to have all the details figured out, but it's so impactful to do that. I'm doing it like every day, and it's been so great. It's been so great and so helpful, especially in this world of constant stimulation. And I know a lot of us are anxious all the time, and so this really does help. Just giving yourself 10 minutes to ground within and know how you want to show up, because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how other people show up. That's on them. Maybe they didn't give themselves that 10 minutes, but you did, and you feel great, and you're going to have a much better experience than they do. Almost every time. Just by letting yourself know ahead of time what it is that you want and how you want to show up, feeling into that. But that is all I got for you guys today. Truly, go connect with yourself. It doesn't even have to be outside. Do it outside because that's amazing. But you can do it in your room. I do it in my bed or on the ground. Literally anywhere. Anywhere. Just connect, breathe, meditate, and visualize. And allow yourself to feel relaxed. Let me be the one to tell you, you can feel peaceful and relaxed every day. In case you didn't know that. You don't have to feel stressed. You don't have to feel anxious. Will those feelings come about? Absolutely. Can you just let them go? Absolutely. And that is a practice that you have to build up through breath work, through connection, through awareness. And I love you guys. And thank you for listening every single Thursday. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your awareness. I appreciate your attention. And if you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with somebody that could use this, that might benefit from this. And let me know in the comments how the visualization practices are benefiting you, or how it's changing or making an impact in any way in your life. Let me know your experiences with it. I want to know. I want to connect. So share that in the comments. Feel free to DM me. I have my Instagram linked below. But yeah, just be peaceful.